what's up everybody? We're here in the hot box inside the NugSmasher factory. Today we're gonna do a demonstration on the NugSmasher Touch. We're gonna do a bubble, extraction on the NugSmasher Touch. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna go ahead and measure out, I think probably 10 grams of bubble here. We'll get it out and we'll put it between a 25 micron screen inside a 37 micron bag. We'll measure the surface area. We'll input the surface area into the Touch, the master extractor screen, so we'll know exactly how much pressure to then put on the product. We'll start at 120 degrees and then work our way up to 175 degrees, just like we would on the XP or something else, but we have digital pressure on the Touch, so it'll be nice. Working our pressure, we'll start at 100 when we're at 120 degrees, 100 material PSI, and we'll work our way up to approximately 450 material PSI at the end of the extraction. So we'll ramp it up to give us a perfect extraction on that bubble, and we'll show you how it's done on the NugSmasher Touch, so stay tuned. Hey guys, before I get this out and show you what we got working here, these are just pure trichome heads, but before I do that, please like, subscribe, ring the bell. It helps us so much. We appreciate you guys watching the channel here and all the information we give out. So thanks for your comments. Please comment down below. We love to hear everything you have to say, and tell a friend, and please visit the website and one of our dealers to show your love there. So thanks so much, you guys. Now, before I hold you off any longer, I'll show you. Those are pure trichome heads, and I've been working with this. It's an outdoor strain, not outdoor, it's greenhouse grown and beautifully washed. The grower is an all organic grower, greenhouse grower, so you can get, obviously a lot more volume in a greenhouse out of your plants, but the flower isn't the most desirable, but it's great, it's good, but it's not, indoor top shelf flower. But his bubble is top shelf, and the end product, when we refine it through our machines, is some of the best rosin I've experienced and had. So you can take a product that isn't super desirable and make it a product that is super desirable with NugSmasher. So that's what we really have built the company around here and pride ourselves with, helping growers just like this one right here achieve greatness. So we're gonna take out 10 grams or so. We got the paper on the scale here, and we're just gonna come over here with this, and this has never been unfrozen, so it's frozen right now. We just took it out of the deep freeze, and you'll see once we let the product warm up, it will change quite a bit. So we're trying to keep it in this state to preserve the terps and the actual product, the quality of the product. So you can see how the jar is frosty, and we're gonna go ahead and put that back in deep freeze now. And we got it about 10.3 grams out. It's on the scale there. We're gonna bring it over to the extraction area and let it warm up just a bit to room temperature. This will allow us to form it in a nice brick that we can then measure the surface area of and put an exact pressure on, so we don't have a blowout, and get a good extraction. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. So guys, here we are. We have 10.3 grams of bubble here. We're waiting for it to get to room temperature, and I'll show you how we can help speed that along. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it to room temperature. We're gonna put it in a little brick. That's what's next. And then we're gonna use a 25 micron 6-inch sheet to wrap it 3 times the size of the brick each way. And then we're gonna use a 37 micron 3.5 gram bag, probably 2 of them, to hold the shape of the sheet. And then we're gonna take that shape, measure it, get an exact measurement. We're gonna plug that measurement into the master extractor screen here, into size. We'll then get a surface area so that we know exactly how much surface area or how much material, pounds per square inch, to put on the material all the way through its extraction. Like I said, we want to start out at about 100 material PSI and work our way up to 450 over the course of 6 minutes. So, and over the course of the temperature going from 120 up to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what we're trying to do, and I'll show you how we do it on the NugSmasher Touch. So you can see this bubble that's sitting here, that came off the scale, is still pretty cold. So we can get a piece of parchment paper, stick over it here, and just rest our hand on it, and that'll start to warm it up. And what we're trying to do is get it so it'll at least stick together. And this is for the first time in its history that this will start to melt. It's came right out of the ice water, right into deep freeze. So these, if you look at these heads under the microscope, we'll try to put a picture in this video. It's just trichome heads and a little bit of plant material and whatnot, and they're full. So what's happening by heating them up is we're molding them all together, pushing them all together for the first time ever. So we want to be expedient about this. We don't want to leave it like this overnight. We want to make sure we do this and extract it so we preserve all the terpenes that we can. Once I get it starting to stick together, and I'll bring it from the other side. Just let it rest between my hands for a minute or so. All right, we should have it pretty much all sticking together here. Smells amazing. Since we're molding it, these heads together and they're melting together, it's releasing all the terpenes, or a lot of it. It smells, just fills the whole room full of a wonderful smell. You can see we'll start to form a nice brick here. We don't want it much more than about an 1/8 inch thick, but we'll start to form it kind of into the shape that we want, which is going to follow a 3.5 gram bag shape, and then we'll press it out flat so we have somewhat of a nice shape and a consistent thickness that we can work with. Okay. I use this cold press sometimes, so I'll use the XP sitting here. Just to get this, like I said, I'll put maybe, it'll show 50, 100 on the gauge, just to get to register, to press that and make it nice, consistent thickness. And I'll roll the edges sometimes to achieve my shape, because it's going to mold inside of our bags to the ultimate shape that I load it to. Something like that is what I want. That's about what I'm after right there. Okay, so once I get my shape achieved, I'll get a 6-inch square 25 micron bag. When I come over here with a pair of scissors, and I'm trying to, before I get that out, I confirm the size of my shape with a 37 micron bag, because that's what's going to hold it. I want it small enough so I can get it in there, which it is. A little on the long side, which is great. So I like the shape, and I'm going to do 3 times the size. 1, 2, okay, so I can do it across, and then 3 times the size here. 2, 3, okay. So basically I just have to cut a little bit off this. Put this right in the middle of that screen, And then it allows me to be able to wrap this nice and tight. That's really nice. Okay, so once I get it wrapped like this, I'm gonna go ahead and slide it in a bag. You can see that. That's perfect. And you can see how I have maybe a little more than 1/8 inch of space in there. That's okay, don't worry about that. On the end, I'm gonna wrap it tight because I do have some side space. And I'm gonna take another bag, makes it easier on us. I'm gonna take another bag, and the end that I folded over, I'm gonna shove in first into this bag, and it'll help keep that fold and that surface area. I'm keeping all the folds to the top here. And that's how we'll go ahead and do it, and that's our size. So you can take a ruler, you need a yardstick, you can see what your size is. So it's 2 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So that's our surface area size that we're gonna program into the NugSmasher Touch here. So if you go into the master extractor screen, which is the screen that we're in, you can plug in 2 inches by 1.75. Gives you 3.5 square inches of surface area. And like I told you, now what's going to happen is when you go to the home screen, you have a custom size in there, which is the size that we have here, okay? And this is what's great about the Touch. You can program your time, which I'm going to go, let's back it out, I'm going to go 6 minutes, okay? And you can program your start temperature, which we have. And then what we can do is we can go to a target PSI of 100, because that's where we're going to start. That'll start our timer off. And what we have to do is we'll watch our exact actual PSI. Remember, we don't want to go over 450 at the end. And we want to slowly ramp it up from 100 to 450 over the course of 6 minutes. And that's what we're going to do. While we do that, we're going to turn the temperature up. Now, what I like to do, because it takes time for the plates to heat up, is I like to turn the temperature up to 155 at once, and then wait till it maintains 155. You'll see we'll do that about a minute into the extraction. And then once it gets to 155, I like to turn it up to 175. And about the time it hits 175, we should be done with our total extraction. So that's what's happening. So we'll bring the plates together, guys, about the thickness of the material. Okay. We'll bring this in here. We'll stick the extraction in between the plates, getting it centered nice. That looks really good. Okay, so now the name of the game is you can start to see that we're starting to put pressure on. So we don't want to have a blowout. So that's what we're doing. We're letting the material get to be the temperature and normalize and fill up between those screens and maximize its travel, so it holds that surface area prior to just putting a bunch of pressure on it. So if you have a little patience with it and you do that, you can really make it happen. Okay, so we hit 100 PSI, material PSI, you can see that. And our timer started to click off, and we're gonna go ahead and just raise our temp here. You can go up on the arrow, or you can obviously program it in directly.
and you can see what we're doing. We're just maintaining slightly over 100. And what I'm really watching is the temperature, guys. Before you get up into the mid 2s, I want to make sure that it gets up into the 140s. So you really got to be patient with it. You don't want to have a blowout. You can see I'm at 150. I'm almost reached 140 degrees. So once we get to about 150-ish, we should start to see some material flow. See, and you have to keep up with it, guys, because the material's changing, and there's such a massive amount that's coming back out of that. You're going to get, we should get about 80% back of this, so that's what you can expect out of a pretty decent bubble extraction, about 80% of what you put in back. And depending on how full the heads are and whole the heads are, meaning what bag the wash is out of, will determine that, and the quality, obviously. So you can see we're 3 minutes in, and we got 3 minutes left, and we're about 200 material PSI. We've just reached 155 degrees. You're starting to see a nice extraction coming out. And I'm gonna raise, at this point, I'm gonna raise it up to 175 for the final 3 minutes. And that'll just get everything out. And once I have about 2 minutes, you can see I'm in the mid 2s in terms of material pressure. And then once I have about 2 minutes left, I'll get into the 3s, minute and a half, I'll get into the 3s. And just the last bit, I'll get up into the 450-ish in terms of material PSI. And that should give us that 80% that we're looking for back. A lot of information for you here. And remember, guys, our phones are always on here at the factory to help you guys out if you're never in need of any help. Guidance and assistance, we're here to help. Yeah. Scott should be here, so. See a minute left here. See what's coming out there. We're getting up to reaching the 400 material PSI. We're right at 175 degrees there. And we're just at this point, just getting everything out. We'll come right off here onto the cold plate here. You can see it's a big surface plate. Come right onto the cold plate, and that'll make it easy for us to collect. We'll take the bag off while it's hot. This will allow minimal rosin stickage to the bag. And then we'll let the material cool off, and then we'll come back and collect it here in a few minutes. So as the timer comes to an end, That's the real name of the game on this. You don't want to have a blowout. You want to be patient. You know, over 6 to 8 minutes is a great time to do this. I did this one in 6, as you know. You can see what comes out. You can see that bag and plant material left in it. Like I said, you want to take the bag out when your material's hot like this. It'll assure that you get minimal rosin stuck to the edges of it. And then we'll go ahead and let this cool here for a minute. And we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned and we'll see how much we actually got back. We put 10.32 grams in and we're gonna test the grams back out when we come right back. Okay guys, I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and collect this real quick, see what kind of yield we got. See what it looks like here. Should be real stable product. It's had a chance to cool down. It's probably been a good 20 minutes since we were back with you. You can see how we can pull this off. That's how stable that product is. So you guys can see how easy the extraction's made with the NugSmasher Touch. It's all about measuring the surface area and the surface area pressure. So if you have that down, you can really be the king of this game. So NugSmasher Touch makes that easy to do, as you can see with the calculator on the screen, the touch screen that it has. So any questions, remember our phones are always open for you guys at the factory. We can help you at anything you need. All of our products have a lifetime warranty. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Tag a friend. Thanks so much.